You know,
All right, welcome. It is week 8. I know I had to put in an extra welcome in there because we had an extra hour to sleep or party or do whatever it is that you wanted to do at 2 o'clock in the morning. We hope you got that done. As you can see, if you're looking at your screen, we got a lot going on this screen today. You got the usual suspects, myself, Mo Schefter, Germ So True, representing Germ Light Savings today. Myron Jenkins in the building, who compliments Germ's shirt. Vic Jr. in the building with the trap hoodie. And then the other parties, we got Tanya, who's coming in later on. We got Bishop King right there, and we got Jaquan. And in case you don't know, we got the Ravens contingency and the Steelers contingency. We got one more coming. It's going to be a 2-on-2 tables, ladders, and chairs,
Oh
no
my.
holds barred matchup. So just wait for it. Just wait for it. Before we do that, we got a couple games we got to get to. We want to try and get through them as quickly as possible. Just a few things to throw out there before we jump into these games, set you guys up for some things. Number one, round of applause. No brand new COVID positive results these last couple of days in the NFL. That is very, very excellent news. And we hope that it continues that way, not just for the NFL, but truly for the rest of the country and the rest of the world. This virus has been overwhelming for a lot of us, and just we keeping everybody as one. We all fighting the same fight. So let's just try to get through it together, and let's try to enjoy talking about these games together. The one thing we are not going to enjoy is watching this butt whooping that the first game is going to bring, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Spirit Airlines. Shout out Myron Jenkins. 35-1 Jets. I don't know how they're going to score 1 point, but they're going to find a way. Chiefs, sorry. 35-1 Chiefs today in this game. Jerm, your thoughts?
just when you ride the Spirit Airlines, just make sure that you keep your hands and your feet always in the aisles. Also, if you need anything, make sure you contact your flight attendant. Um, Surgeon Mahomes will be in the aisles, and he will make sure that you get your peanuts and your drinks. Make sure he'll also have your popcorn ready. Just be ready. Hey, man, 42-0. I don't even care.
Ooh. Vic?
Make it rain.
Just praying for good health for both football teams, that the Chiefs progress to the next game without any injuries, because there's no need for anybody to get injured this week.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to pull Patrick Mahomes out in the first quarter, if they go up
That
14-0 and they saying, hey, just sit down
that's
next
what
to me. Matter of fact, call the plays.
bro.
I got no issues with that.
That's what I'm
MJ,
saying. Like by the second quarter, everybody get out. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? The Chiefs got like 21 points. So I'm gonna say 27-0. You know what I mean? Just because they got, they're gonna score everything in the first half.
I hope so. I hope so. MJ, you got on my thing, it's 19 and a half points. Oh man, what you got, man?
Oh, mine is -21. They could have put it at 28, and I still would have picked the Chiefs.
Let's
I
be
already
real.
told you what my rule is. Until Vegas decides that we are not going to allow Spirit Airlines to do any more bets, I am betting against them. I do not care what the odds are.
Mm.
I do not care if the odds include that Haley's Comet comes down and sacks Sam Darnold. I am betting on it. I'm taking it. Sign me up for anything that involves the Jets losing. That's easy money.
It
I'm
is.
sorry, not the Jets, Spirit Airlines. Sorry.
Spirit Airlines. Because I don't know if they quite have all the FAA regulations that they need, being to call them the Jets. Next game on the docket, fellas, we got Minnesota and Green Bay. And I know this is crazy that we're putting the Vikings and the Packers in a rapid fire slot. But let's just be real. For the last 3 years, we've called the Minnesota Vikings the biggest tease in football. And just like any tease, just like anything that's just pretty on the surface, eventually it will expose itself. Eventually a flawed foundation will expose itself. It will crumble, and when you ain't got no beef, that is a flawed foundation. That has been the fundamental issue in Minnesota over the last couple years. I'm taking Green Bay in this one. They're healthy, they're good. Matter of fact, they're excellent. Give me Green Bay to win this game 31-21. Germ, what you got on this?
Green Bay should be able to get whatever they want. The issue here is they don't have anybody. They got all of those corners on their team that they drafted in the last 3 years, and none of them can cover Devontae Adams. So it just doesn't matter. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's the one dude you brought people here to stop, and they can't do that. Like, somebody do something. Call me. Call Germ 1-800 Light Savings for you. I'll tell you what you can do to stop them, but you ain't gonna like what I'm gonna have to say about the players that you got. Packers 30. I like their score 31-21, but let me be a little bit more disrespectful. Give me 31-17.
Okay. Vic, what you got on this game, man?
Man, the Vikings will score points, but of course, like y'all said, the Packers is the better team. Again, praying for health. If you got to pull Rodgers, if you got to pull Devontae, they should be able to get 40 on this team right now. And then, just again, straight health, because they got the running back is already out. Devontae Adams got his little hamstring issues.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep those guys healthy too. We just won a long playoff run by some of these teams, man.
Right. And it's really like only 5 teams in the AFC and maybe 6-7 teams in the NFC. So we're really concerned about 12 teams and 12 teams only at this point in the season, as far as the playoffs is concerned. MJ, on the gambling end on this one, give me your thoughts. Point over, under, spread, and what you taking?
They gave Minnesota 6.5. They could have gave them 10, and I would have took that one. Green Bay is just too good. I also think that when Devontae Adams gets to the Hall of Fame, they should bronze his feet and put the feet in the Hall of Fame. Not his jersey, just his feet.
Yes.
Just his feet. I don't even want no shoes on. Those feet is what getting him into the Hall of Fame. I wish we could clone him.
Real quick,
Good.
look out for a Rodgers Adams QB wide receiver duo film coming out. Just some tremendous work by both of those players right there, and their connection as one of the best in the league.
Yes.
What's this called? Arms and Feet?
Huh?
What's it called? Arms and Feet?
Arms and Feet. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to title it that way.
What we can call it is head, shoulders, knees, and toes, because that's what head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
You know what?
Stop
leave
it.
Leave it to Jeremy Given Sunday. Yeah.
Is
that great? It's gotta be that great. It's gotta be that great. I see you, Germ. I like that one. Heads, noses, feet, and toes. There you go,
shirt's dope.
Yes. Germ shirt is very dope.
The creator is the creator of the shirt just happens to be on the show with us. Shameless plug. I mean, he got the same thing on. I mean,
I got the red one back there. Check
all
types of colors.
We got enough merch by now that if you following us every Sunday, you should have something. Even if it's a mug or something, you should have something. Move on to the next game now. We all took Green Bay. We all took KC. No surprise there. This next one on the docket, we got the Chargers versus the Broncos. Over-under on this game is 44.5. Look, again, I don't have anything to say on this one. Denver is a bad football team, flat out. And Justin Herbert is a baller, certified shot caller. Vic, what you got on this game? Give me the Chargers, by the way. What you got on this game?
No, I'm gonna take it.
Hey man, touch them shoulders off, son. Go ahead, do that.
Hey,
the chicken noodle soup on these folks.
big Justin Herbert fan since I first started. Germ said, "Yo, Vic, check this Oregon kid out." Fell in love with him quickly, and I didn't expect him to start off this early in his career, but hey, again, and then this one of these games where just let your youth play as much as possible. Drew Lock, we got to pick up the game because there's some good games from Drew Lock. There's some bad games from Drew Lock. So you got to prove to these Denver fans, you got to prove to the Denver front office that you're the quarterback of the future. You got to pick up your game, son, starting now. So, but I'm taking the Chargers for this game. It's going to be a youth game, just developing your young players. That's all.
MJ, over, under, and the spread. What you got?
I'm side-eyeing Vegas right now because they got this as just a regular pick. So the spread is 0. I'm side-eyeing them. They know something that we don't know. I don't know what's going on in Denver. Maybe they sent some edibles over to Los Angeles locker room that we don't know about. But I'm still picking the Chargers. It's the safest bet. It's the bet in which if you're parlaying right now, if you heard the previous 2 that I picked with this, 3 wins in a row can get you some nice money if you put the 20 up. Just saying.
There you go. Next game on the docket. Now, this game, fellas, we wanted it flexed. We know it's not going to be flexed just because of who the two teams involved are. It's the Eagles and the Cowboys, or at least some people who are representing the Eagles and the Cowboys, because these are not two professional football teams that we're going to see on the field Sunday night. For the Eagles, the good news is Jalen Rieger is finally active, and he has an unbelievably great opportunity to prove his value as a first round pick tonight in this game. I'm rolling with Wentz, and I'm rolling with the Eagles. So give me the Eagles to win this one. I'll go 24-21 Eagles. Jerm, what you got on this?
I have the Eagles as well. Two things. Rieger should be back this week. Offensive line has another week to try to maybe find a shell of himself somewhere on the practice field. And then obviously, man, I just think overall, man, the Cowboys just don't have the quarterback right now in order for them to be able to exploit the weaknesses in the Eagles secondary. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles today. Vic, who you got?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Eagles as well. Not only they got Rieger back, but they also got Dallas Goedert back, the tight end, which is another big weapon for Carson Wentz. I mean, this is a game that the Eagles should be able to win. I think they'll be able to win by more points, and they just basically bury the Cowboys. Just kind of keep digging that hole that is the Dallas Cowboys right now. They're down to their third string quarterback. They're down to the third string offensive line. If you got Ezekiel Elliott on your fantasy team, you still play him because he's gonna get some catches, but don't expect, high, production numbers from him. There's only so much he can do as a running back of his caliber.
Who'd you
And on the
take,
flip
Vic?
side of fantasy, definitely play Boston Scott and Travis Fulgham. If it's any, saving grace in this NFC East, which has been really subpar to say the least, it's been the story of Travis Fulgham. You love to see it when guys just come out of nowhere and make the most out of their opportunity and eventually turn into hopefully a piece that can move forward in the future for the Eagles. But he is legit. He is a real deal. I was hesitant at first. I'm like, okay, they got to throw the ball to somebody, whatever. But as you just keep going, you see how this guy keeps getting open. You see how he is focused in his route running. You see how he brings the ball in. He sees the ball in before he moves. Like, he's just very fundamentally sound. And I just love the fact that he's getting his opportunity to be great. So rumble, young man, rumble. Keep balling in, man.
Amen.
I would start Dallas Goedert too, and I mean whoever of the Philly pass catches, because right now at this point, that secondary, those linebackers for the Cowboys are, I mean, beyond awful. They're playing college ball right now, Division II style.
Come on,
Straight
Vic.
up, man.
Come on, man.
Hey, that's how bad it. That's
Division
how
II
bad.
on 'em?
That's how bad they look
boy.
right now.
All right, single A or double A?
That's that double A joint, man. That's
All right, Vic. All right, Vic. Next game on the docket, we got the Indianapolis Colts versus the Detroit Lions, and this is one of the games that me, Vic, and Jerm, we talked about briefly during the week. As again, one of those games that you look at it and it's like, that game doesn't really have much of an impact as far as the playoffs are concerned, but it should be a fun matchup. Me personally, I'm going to go with the Colts in this one. I think at the end of the day, the Colts can just flat out move people. That's the one thing they can do is move people. And it seems like Detroit, they have a hard time stopping the run. Also, at the end for the Colts, Michael Pittman is back today. And this is a kid that's on 92% of his snaps in week 2. And then he got injured the following week. So he's clearly going to be a focal point in this offense moving forward for Phillip Rivers. And I'm going to just say this right now, fellas. Calvin Ridley is to Julio Jones what Michael Pittman is to T.Y. Hilton. That's the successor to be the focal point of this offense. And you could see that Phillip Rivers has a lot of trust in him just from the limited tape that was provided for us in the early part of the season. So I'm rolling with the Colts on this one because when all else fails, beef will prevail. Give me the Colts 27-24. Yes, that's the bar, Germ. What you got?
I mean, let me just wipe off my shoulders. I was talking about Michael Pittman.
Yes, you. That was your boy.
Talked about
That
him
was
too.
your boy.
Man, we big. I don't know, man. We're kind of good at this. I don't know.
They better find out. If they don't know, they better find out. We got the best scouts in the world,
I
Craig.
don't know. We got something going on. But I'm gonna take the Lions today. I think the Colts will not score more than 23 points, and I think the Lions end up scoring. So I find a way to score 26 points and win the game on a field goal late.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, the one thing that we know about Matt Stafford is if it's one quarter that he's gonna play good in, it's the fourth quarter. And if it's one quarter that Phillip Rivers is gonna play bad in, it's the fourth quarter.
Sound like good math to me.
Like I don't know.
You got a point.
So let's do that. And then also, I don't like the quarterback fit for T.Y. Hilton because some of the things that he does goes more vertical down the field. And the issue that Phillip Rivers has is vertical down the field. So never mind. Just take it. Just take it.
I'm gonna go with the Colts, bro. I think both sides of the beef, offensive line and defensive line, is way better than what Detroit is throwing out there right now. I think Jonathan Taylor gets on track or continues to improve as a rookie. They just got to limit the amount of time Phillip Rivers throws that football, man, like for real. And just go, revolve your game around what that offensive line and that running back can do. I'm going to take the Colts in this game. It's going to be a tight game, but I'll take the Colts.
All right. MJ, I didn't have you down for anything on this one, right? Just making sure.
No, sir.
Okay. We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. I should have had that song queued up, ready to go. Dennis King, Jaquan, Mrs. Watt, introduce yourself to the people. Yes.
What's up, fellas?
It is
What's
that
up,
time.
what's up, what's
It
up?
is that time. We're waiting for Mrs. Tanya to join us. She's here. I don't know where she's at. Okay, there she is.
Okay.
There she is. Dennis, we still can't see you, Dennis. The
Hit that mute button. Get that mute button off.
Mr. King.
Yeah, you cannot
be
now.
So ghost and try to woo.
He gonna be ghost. Let him stay ghost. He gonna be ghost later on too. Let him stay ghost.
Oh,
Early.
We got
Don
energy.
DeMarco.
Let me
Yes.
just mute myself. I'm gonna mute myself here real quick. I'm gonna mute
What
myself.
are we doing? What are we doing?
Dennis, don't tell me you getting cold feet. We had you in the pre-production.
No.
You've been hitting our line all week saying you ready. You waiting for this war. Now we can't see you. We could hear you, but we can't see you.
I know it says the host has disabled my video.
Oh, well, that's my fault then. That's my fault. Because we were staring at your ceiling fan, Dennis, and nobody really wanted to stare at your ceiling fan, my brother.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing, that ceiling fan is higher than Lamar's ceiling, though. That's what I hear. That's what Tanya told me.
I
Don
said,
DeMarco.
She said Dennis. Yeah, I know you did. She said Dennis's ceiling fan is higher than Lamar's ceiling.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
All right, let's get it started with this one. Obviously, we know why you guys are here. We do appreciate you guys being on this show. I know you're gonna bring it. I know everybody that we got here. Unfortunately, Dion is not here. Brother Dion is not here. And that was the guy we were hoping to get on because we was probably
Yeah, 'cause he
all
talking
gonna
all
turn
that
off.
smack
the
all
camera.
So now we got a 2-on-1. This ain't even fair, but I'm gonna mute myself.
Well,
Don't worry about it.
well, it's gonna be 3-on-1 once Germ turns on his mic.
yeah,
We know that
because
much.
I'm ready for that.
Turned on. I am in a neutral site. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let everybody do what they came here to do. Germ, so quiet.
All right.
No.
So over under on this game is 46.5. The Steelers are getting 4 points. So obviously it's a home game for the Baltimore. So they are the favorites. It's also a very sloppy and rainy day in Baltimore. Let's start off with the quarterbacks, guys, and let's move it down the line. So let's just start off with the quarterbacks. We know these two quarterbacks are almost complete opposites, but the Steelers fans can relate in a way that, Ben had early success in his career, and Lamar is enjoying early success in his career, but Ben brought home a ring early in his career, and we haven't seen that yet from Lamar. So I'm gonna start off with Dennis on this one. Just give me your thoughts on Lamar's early success, and is it a great thing or a bad thing for him in terms of how the media is building him up? And then also, how does Lamar relate or not relate to way Colin Kaepernick's career went? And I'm just talking about on the football field, because for the last few years, nobody's been able to talk about Colin Kaepernick's football career. But it's important that we
Right.
discuss it in these matters, because obviously what he did on the football field had a huge influence on the way the quarterback is evolving into now. So give me your thoughts on
Right.
all that, Dennis.
Dennis, take your time,
Um,
brother. Take your time.
well, first of all, I believe that it was a good thing and a bad thing, because now when you see Lamar struggle, it looks real bad. It looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Sometimes you can tell that he has problems reading the defense and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, he got a lot of front runner in him. When we're winning and we're ahead, he looked real good. You know what I'm saying? But in those second halves, like we get down a little bit, and he really has to, and you lock down that middle where he can't throw the quick slants and stuff like that. You take that away from him, man, it looks real bad. And I remember we were talking the other day, and y'all remember when Colin Kaepernick came in, and Greg Roman was the offensive coordinator, of course, and they were running that read option. And at first, it was real successful, you know what I'm saying? And then as time went on, people started, figuring out what they were doing, and a couple people here started getting injured, and people started leaving. And next thing you know, Colin Kaepernick wasn't the same. And I don't want to. When I see Lamar, that's what I see now. Even though he did win the MVP last year, it wasn't because he wasn't throwing. I think it was because he had 1,200 yards rushing with the throwing. But I really feel like if this kid doesn't improve in his passing soon, I don't know if he's gonna get that big contract that he's looking for in a couple of years, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's all excellent points. You done?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I think that's all excellent points as far as with Greg Roman, and the Greg Roman being Lamar's offensive coordinator now, and the way they relied. So I mean, Kaepernick has the NFL record for the most rushing yards in a playoff game. Ask any Green Bay fan; they'll tell you the exact number, because they traumatized by it. You know what I'm saying? And I think with Lamar, we talk about this all the time. Eventually, the league will catch up to you, and you gotta evolve. And a great example of that, Tanya, Jaquan, is your quarterback. And the way his offense from 2004 to now, first of all, Pittsburgh's offense was the same from 1962 to 2005, right? Like let's just keep it all the way real. But then Ben came in, and Tanya, we'll start with you. Just talk about how you've seen Ben and that offense constantly evolve over the years, from the Hines Wards and the Randallels to the Wallaces and the
Oh,
Holmes and then the Heath Miller and the role he played. Just how have you seen Ben evolve, and what's your thoughts on how he's evolved?
I think for me, I feel a lot better. Like he used to make me like watching Ben is like having a heart attack, because you don't really know what is gonna happen. Like he used to be. For me, it was kind of like Brett Favre. He would just throw it everywhere, and if they caught it, they caught it. If they didn't, whatever. And then, now I see him making better decisions, and he still does. I was going to start cussing. He still does. He still does make a few mistakes, but everybody does. But I think now he's more deliberate with where and how he's throwing.
Yeah.
And he's getting rid of the ball a lot quicker than he used to, because he used to just hold it. And so now I think he's starting to work on that.
That is
Yeah,
absolutely
that's the main thing
the
that I
truth.
see from him.
Yeah, because
So
now he's learning to protect himself more.
yeah,
Because he
yeah,
had to. Because he had to.
yep.
Jaquan, you want to jump in on this? What's your thoughts on Ben Roethlisberger and what you've seen from him over the years?
I'm just going to take off what she said. Yeah, he's definitely changed from just tossing up in the air, whoever catches it, to actually sitting waiting for someone to come open instead of forcing it to someone.
Right.
I especially see it since, even though it's my boy, since AB left, he doesn't force it to a person anymore. He doesn't have that person that's going to cry for the ball anymore. So he can just spread it around to whoever he has to spread it around to.
And I think that's the one thing we talked about on last week's show is that Pittsburgh has brought in receiver after receiver. They've developed receiver after receiver, and they've all produced year in and year out. And it's because of this guy. Absolutely, the coaching staff of Pittsburgh deserves 100% credit for how they develop them. But once you get them on the field, it's up to your general to get them to do everything that they've been learning. And Ben has been a general with everything you guys talked about, how patient he is, how much he distributes the football, and how quickly he releases that football. And the quicker you release the ball, the less likely you are to be sacked. That's just quick maths, as they say.
Ben, looking at Ben's progression remind me of like a single dude that at a party at age 18 versus him being single at age 39. There's just certain things you just can't do no more when you get to 39. Exactly. Like you can't take 20 shots at the bar and be able to function tomorrow. You just can't do it. You can't go dancing with every chick in the set and still walk away with something. Now you just stay in your spot. Hopefully you can pull something. You buy one drink because you drunk already at home. You save your money. He's doing this smart now. Like Big Ben back in the day, if you blitz him, he will run around like it's Tecmo Bowl and chuck that thing. Now, if I don't got it, I throw it away. If she says no, if she ain't biting, I go home. I'm not gonna try to convince her no more. So shouts out to Ben and his maturation.
Yeah, no,
Amen.
Real quick, to both Dennis and Tanya's points. It's again, we have to, the quarterback position is a position that we have to try to be patient with. There is going to be times where they show that they can belong in the league, but you still need them to have time to develop. So, like with Ben, like you said, he had the system around him. Now he has progressed as a older quarterback that is more relaxed, more calm. He takes more control of what's around him. Lamar Jackson, now we are hoping, right? As a Ravens fan, you're hoping that he can get to that point where he can compete with the top 10, top 15s of the league, and hopefully, with his running style, can progress to a longer playoff run and stuff like that.
But Vic, people already got him ranked as like a top 3 quarterback in the league.
Right.
So they're putting him at an elite status.
Yeah, so that's too much pressure right now because he has to get better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he has to get better.
Lamar has to get better at certain things for sure. There are certain things he's just not good at. Let's just start there.
Oh shit! Shoot! I knew.
Just certain things that we're not going to talk about.
I knew he was going to
talk about this. It's certain things he's not good at.
I'm gonna give the kid a chance.
Period.
Give the kid a chance.
Germ's got the floor right now, Vic. Let Germ have the floor. Reclaim your time, Germ.
I'm sick of your SH. I'm sick of it. I'm going to give the kid time. He had the same problems at Louisville. He looked the same that he looked at Louisville.
I got you, Germ, but they win a football game.
Every time they do some type of zone in which they disguise it, he normally throws it right to the other team. Same problem still happens. He still run the ball more than his running backs. Same problem. Same thing. Do I need to keep going? He's still skipping rocks. He's still skipping them jumps.
See, here's the thing.
Listen. Dion want to get in.
I'm like, hey, come on, bro, stop playing with me.
Listen. Dion has the link. We'll wait for Dion to get in. I think to wrap up.
Dion, get on it. Get here.
Yeah. We need Dion on.
We need this 2-on-2 to start.
I need you in here.
Just to keep it all the way as objective as possible about Lamar. We talk about this all the time. The media built him up, and they're building him up just to tear him down. and I told
Yes.
just about everybody I talked to this week, I watched the Brady film against the Raiders on Tuesday. I needed as much time as humanly possible to pass between I watched the Brady film and the Lamar film because I don't want to go in there with that type of bias, right? And so I did get on the Lamar film, and I'm gonna just keep it. I took an oath to be loyal to these views. Okay, the reality is the kid continues to evolve every certain time period. He evolved when he entered the league. He evolved his first full year as a starter. He's starting to evolve now just a little bit more. But it still leaves the one fact. He's got a long way to go before he can be that guy that can beat you Sunday after Sunday, just sitting in the pocket and pulling the trigger. He is probably 3 years away from that, to be honest with you, because there's
So
there's
the question
still,
is,
Mhm.
does he have a ceiling? Does he have a ceiling, or is that can he get to the rooftop? Like what?
You see
Where
that
is
shadow
where is
spinning
that?
behind Dennis King head? You see that shadow spinning?
Yeah.
See that? Listen, Lamar's ceiling. I just got to keep it real. There it is.
That's
There
it,
is.
Dennis.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
That man, listen, Lamar. If a quarterback was a ceiling fan, Lamar would be a fidget spinner. Let's just call it what it is.
Oh,
Gimmick. Stop it.
That is mean. That is mean. And you had an extra hour to sleep. Why you being so mean?
Hey, y'all gotta remember this too. In one more year, LeBron's gonna be trying to get a $200 million contract.
Right.
Cap going down.
You said 200 million for that?
Don't.
That's what that's what they, he gonna
Hey,
want.
man.
He gonna want Deshaun Watson contract at least.
So you're gonna pay
All that-
you gonna pay him 25% of your salary cap though?
You know
All
what?
right, listen.
Hey, somebody got to stop the bleeding. So I'll stop the bleeding because I can be an advocate for both sides without having any bias. What I will say is this: if the Baltimore Ravens want Lamar Jackson to be the best version of himself, they are missing the one component that made him the best version of himself last year: the offensive line. If they focus on the offensive line and get him the right offensive line, it will make it a little bit easier for you to hide those flaws and those defaults until he gets to the point where he could maybe make a throw or two. Will he be perfect at making all of these throws? Probably not. That's not what his skill set is. When God makes a person, he spreads it out pretty evenly unless you're Shaq or LeBron. But usually
he just need to make 2 throws a game, two big boy throws,
and have a hell of an offensive line. Yeah,
he needs to be able to be a game manager.
Yeah.
That's every quarterback too. And you got to think.
Yeah.
But really, you have to think. Like when Ben Roethlisberger first won his world championship, he wasn't a gunslinger.
He didn't play well at all.
He handed that ball off 3 times per play. Run left, run right, run middle. That's all he did. Defense.
All right.
Get
Hey,
outside.
listen, this conversation, you see how this conversation has layers upon layers upon layers. And I think as far as these 2 quarterbacks, we touched on just about every main point there is to touch on. So what we're going to do now to wrap up this segment is we're going to go around the horn, and I'm going to ask just some yes or no questions, and you tell me yes or no. We're going to try to get to everybody. We're going to start off with Jaquan. Ben versus the Baltimore secondary. Who you like more, Ben or the secondary?
I'll go with Ben.
Okay.
I feel like. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I feel like with the weapons we have now, got a lot more speed on it. He'll get the ball out quicker. I don't think the toughest DB on their team is Marlon Humphrey. If we could get Marcus Peters in the long route or get him to look at the quarterback, Claypool or Deontay Johnson could beat him on the long route.
So Dennis getting
Jimmy
nervous
Smith-
what he just said.
The weapons are extensive for Ben right now, man. Those kids are really good.
He can spread it out anywhere. They ain't gonna know who he's gonna throw to.
Mhm.
So I give it to Ben on this one.
Okay. Tanya, I know there's gonna be some bias in this. Your brother-in-law and them, or Lamar Jackson? The Steelers front seven, or Lamar Jackson?
I'm gonna take my brother-in-law, TJ. Simply because I feel like getting pressure on. I feel like it won't be with this offensive line. It won't be that tough to get pressure on him.
Oh,
But I'm sorry.
Damn.
Because I mean, literally, like I watched the Eagles game, and they literally had that man running for his life, and it's the Eagles. So I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna take TJ and them. And
the Eagles got a good front seven though, but
they do. That's what I'm saying.
They got a good front four. They got a good front four.
Front four.
Yeah, that's true.
They do.
Yeah, front
Steelers
four.
got
They
a good front
linebackers.
seven.
Right. That's my
Right.
point. I'm taking
Right.
TJ and them. So I'm
Yeah.
taking TJ.
Yeah, absolutely. And even without Devin Bush, even though he's going to be missed, I keep trying to tell people Vince Williams is one of the best run-stopping defenders in the NFL. He knows how to find a ball carrier, and that's what you need in this one. Dennis, let's Dion's in the comments going crazy. I don't know why he can't get into the to the Zoom.
It's the parental controls. It's the parental control.
Yo, we need him to get on. Somebody get him on though. Man, I need to see this live.
Dennis, you got to hold down the fort a little bit here. Is there any matchup positionally that you think the Ravens can have an advantage in today?
I do like our secondary. Our front seven still coming together. I do like the acquisition of the guy from Minnesota, Ngakoue. I do like the addition of him. Maybe that could light a fire under Judon on the other side. I'm not gonna lie. MJ did bring up a good point. The loss of Marshall Yonder to that offensive line has been massive. That line has not been the same since Marshall Yonder left. He played a big part in a lot of what we did, and also Hayden Hurst with the three tight end sets we used to run, which we can't do that no more. But I like our secondary. I'm worried about our pass rush, but like I said, we hopefully within Ngakoue we can make some noise. But our secondary.
I got you, Vic. Yeah. Let's wrap up this segment right now. Give me your thoughts and your predictions on this game.
Yeah, I mean, I wore gold and black because I'm going with the Steelers for this game. I think they should be able to dominate this game. Me and Dennis was talking about it yesterday. If there is going to be a blowout, it will be from the Steelers aspect. And if it's a close game, the Ravens can win those close games. So I think the Steelers are going to blow this game out, man. To be honest with you, I don't see any matchup for the Ravens that is going to benefit them with this Steelers football team right now, and the Steelers going to show that that's their division right now.
That's a very great point, Germ. Your thoughts and predictions on this game?
Just give me the Steelers, man.
That's all you got.
I don't think this is a contest. I think that I just altogether. The recipe to beat the Ravens is really simple. I keep saying the recipe is simple. We keep seeing them win games. But the reason why it's simple is because when we get to January, then it becomes even more simple. Because the quarterback and the offense is simple. And the secondary is unorganized. Jimmy Smith is now playing safety on some downs because we got Chuck Clark and Deshaun Elliott who can't play over the top. And y'all sitting here talking about the Ravens secondary. I'm upset with y'all. But with that being said, what we're going to do today is we're going to say 27 points gets it done against Lamar Skipping Rocks Jackson. So with that being said, give me the Steelers 31, Skipping Rocks Ravens 20.
MJ, give me the over under the line and what you got on this.
So the over-under, they actually gave the Steelers 6 points, which is weird. They made the Ravens, the favorite. So
by a whole touchdown?
Yeah, 6.5.
Yep.
I haven't seen many games in which this rivalry has been decided by more than a touchdown. So I'm taking that bet just because of the number that they gave me. I think that's a lot. So I think this is going to be a game in which it's won by 4 or 5 points. For no reason and no reason at all, besides the fact that just a little quick history here. When I used to be a Bears fan, Ravens was my side piece team because I needed to fulfill what playoffs felt like and a team that actually won. You know, it wasn't nothing serious. Just, you know, Ray Lewis got a couple of rings here and there, and then he started doing what he's doing. Now it's easy for me to be like, all right, I can't associate with that no more. So, because it's so overwhelmingly Pittsburgh, I will go ahead and say the Ravens is going to win for no reason alone that it used to be my side piece.
Hey, you always have love, that's for sure. Not that I would know, by the way. Just
Of course not.
Yeah.
Hold on, Mo, before you go on, this Tanya, y'all got anything else y'all want to just shoot at
Oh yeah, I'm
Dion
gonna
real
get to
quick?
them.
or-
Oh, I'm gonna get to them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm
I
gonna
ju-
for
I-
sure get to
Some
them.
shots, you know what I mean? Some
No, of
shots.
course. Let's go with Dennis. Let's get a little Baltimore love in there because I'm sure we know where he's gonna go. Dennis, give me your last thoughts and predictions on this game.
Well, I was looking at my other phone and I was looking at this pick'em group that I'm in, and they were saying 60% of America feel that the Baltimore Ravens are going to win. You know, I'm going with Baltimore, baby. They lose 52, baby.
Do they
like
score
I
30
told
points
you
on this
though.
defense?
No.
Tanya already answered for you, by the way, just so you know.
In order for Baltimore to win this game, we gotta keep it close. We gotta keep it low scoring. I'm saying 21-20.
Okay. Jaquan, give me your final thoughts and predictions on this game.
Of course, I'm going with the Steelers. I think that we're gonna jump out to 14 up in the lead. So I say we win 27-20.
Okay. Tanya, before we give your thoughts and predictions, I just want you to know they're calling you mean in the comments for the which I'm sure you know that's not a news flash, right? And then Big Shot said he's gonna make sure he tags Tanya in the red zone thread because he wants -7 problems. That's a good decision there, Big Shot.
And to respond to Lester is mad that I turned my back on the Bears. The way I counter is I don't believe in abusive relationships. I don't.
Oh man, Tanya, give me your final thoughts and predictions. Hey,
I'm gonna say, of course, I'm going with the Steelers. I just feel like right now we're the more complete team.
Preaching today. Oh my God, my nerves.
Did this man just hit the Harlem Shake?
No.
I do. I feel like we're more complete. I feel like I'm gonna say 23-20.
Pittsburgh. I got you. Look, again, it's going to be a very sloppy game. And my biggest question for Pittsburgh is, can they run the ball to close it out? I don't think this is going to be one of those games where they got to run the ball to close it out. And I don't think rain and mud and slipperiness is going to affect a team led by Ben Roethlisberger and TJ Watt and Bud Dupree and Cam Hayward and all those Bulldogs that they got up front. I'm going with Pittsburgh for everything everybody on here said about Pittsburgh, except for Dennis. So give me the Steelers to win this game. I'm going 27-22 Pittsburgh. Dennis, you know it's all love. Dennis.
The thing, though, I think the thing that is going to motivate them more is the fact that even though we're undefeated, we're still the underdog. So they feel like they got a point to prove now. So
give me 34-13 Steelers. I'm gonna go with that score.
I mean, damn.
34-13.
Sheesh.
One thing that bothers me though, I'm gonna tell y'all this. If y'all remember last year, Lamar's worst game was against the Steelers last year.
Yep.
He had those 3 interceptions.
Yep.
And we barely beat them. I think
without
Ben. Juju
put that in there too.
Yeah.
We didn't have anybody.
Not without Ben.
Yeah.
Not without Ben. with Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph. That's
And
a
Mason
big
Rudolph.
difference. Yeah, be
Third string
clear.
and second string.
Let's be clear as to who the quarterbacks were. It wasn't Byron Leftwich or Charlie Batch. It was Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even Mason
Yeah,
Rudolph
yeah.
the last time.
Oh yeah, it was Duck, right?
It was Duck.
It was
Yeah.
Duck.
It wasn't,
wasn't
Duck
Ma-
the second time. It wasn't
was
him
Duck.
either. There was like the fourth string
Oh
quarterback.
yeah, we was on the fourth string by then. We went to the fourth string by then.
Look at that.
And
Look
they
at
still
that.
went 8-8 because they had one of the best defenses in the world, Craig.
Mhm.
Hey, real quick. Y'all asked me Mitch Trubisky or Lamar Jackson. Y'all really want me to say this?
I would
Nah.
say Trisket.
No, we don't want to hear it right now.
Oh.
Jerm.
Okay.
Another time, another
Another
show.
time.
I know what he was gonna say.
Again, Tanya answered it again with the disrespectful Trisket. I don't even know
I'm
where
gonna
that
say-
came from.
Everybody got a
Leon
nickname.
said
Everybody
that
got a
one,
nickname.
man.
Everybody got a nickname.
I'm gonna be praying for y'all. That's what I'm gonna do.
Ravens
You need to
contingency.
pray for Lamar's arms. Hopefully
Yeah.
it gets stronger
Yeah.
and better.
Ooh.
Ravens contingency, Steelers contingency, Tanya, Jaquan, Dennis, no Dion. We appreciate y'all for jumping on. You could stay on if you want. Just all we ask is the microphones go off. But we do appreciate y'all joining us, and we gotta get y'all here again, probably for the next time the
Absolutely.
Ravens and the Steelers play, because
Yeah.
I think
Thanksgiving.
It's a prime time.
Thanksgiving.
It is
Thanksgiving
prime
night.
time.
Thanksgiving game.
Thanksgiving night.
all right. Well, make sure the kids are in the other living room and not the main living room where you're gonna be doing the show, because I'm sure that's gonna be.
Dion, get ready.
Yes, Dion, you got
Please be
seven.
prepared.
You
Set the
You be ready
time
this time.
Fix,
got
today,
4
right now.
weeks.
fix
Get
the
ready for
parental
it.
controls. Get your mama to change the thing so you can log
Oh
on.
shit! Shoot.
Yo, this is every week. This is every week, yo. That's what I wanted.
All right. We appreciate y'all for joining us.
All right, let's get in this bag, y'all.
Let's move on to
All
the
right,
next
y'all.
game, and we
I
gotta
got-
get
All right,
out of
see
here.
y'all.
Yes,
got
yes,
some- oh, look
yes.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next game. That was great. That was fantastic. Next game on the docket. We got speaking of Trubisky, we got the New Orleans Saints versus the Mitch Trubisky benched Chicago Bears. Listen, this game is going to be very interesting to see, because on the one hand, you got New Orleans, who's heavily relying on Alvin Kamara ever since Michael Thomas is no longer ever since he hasn't played, and he hasn't played for, I think this makes 5 straight weeks now for them. From what I understand, it's going to be a little cold in Chicago today. It's going to be a little slippery in Chicago today. I don't think it's going to be the nicest day to play football. And this is the New Orleans Saints' first road game outside in 2020. And I don't know if that's going to be an issue or not with Drew Brees' arms. Just something to keep an eye on. Yes, Alvin Kamara, but more especially Alvin Kamara in the red zone and Emmanuel Sanders on third down. Those are going to be 2 crucial points and points of execution for the New
Emmanuel's
Orleans
out, bro.
Saints. What's that?
Manuel's on IR.
Oh yeah, he's on the COVID thing. Damn. So that's another big loss. But just red zone, Kamara, 8 of 9 targets for him, 57 yards and a touchdown. The point for Roquan Smith here, the coaching point, if he goes out for that choice route in the red zone, he's either going to sit it down or he's cutting it inside on the Texas route. Very rarely is he going to take it to the flat in the red zone. So keep that in mind. Germ, let's start with you on this one. Give me your thoughts and your predictions on this game.
Give me the Bears today. I think defensively, they should be able to bounce back after a tough week last week. I know that this is just one of those games where Nick Foles is the anomaly that we know him to be. A guy who's going to score 24 points. I think the Saints are going to struggle to score points today. I think that'll be enough. 24-20 is my score, and give me the Bears.
Very, very interesting. Vic, what's your thoughts on this?
Bro, we got Eddie Jackson, Khalil Mack, who are questionable. We have Allen Robinson, who had a concussion, who is doubtful. I got to go with the Saints. I still think that they have the better offensive line, despite Drew Brees and his now newfound deficiencies. That running game with Kamara and Latavius Murray, they should be getting 40 carries like they did in 2017. All right, with against the Bills and that 40 game 40 carry game. They should do the same thing again with this. And they're in Chicago with the weather being a little bit colder.
Yeah.
Less Drew Brees and more of that running game and that offensive line.
Hey man, this is my staple defensive battle of the week. I think Drew Brees is going to struggle a bit outside, especially without Michael Thomas, especially without Emmanuel Sanders. But I just don't see how the Chicago Bears are going to move this ball on this football team. I just don't see it happening, to be honest with you. As we know, as MJ can tell you, the Bears running game is virtually non-existent. With
you really gonna lob that up to me?
No. I'll leave it for next week.
Nah, let him talk about it for a few seconds because
I will not be long. When you have your kick returner / wide receiver lining up in the backfield, there are some things you really need to look in the mirror and address, especially when the dude that you waived is over in Carolina right now having a field day. I've almost cursed.
The dude that you let go is making a team who took a running back 7th overall say, hey, take your time. We don't need you right now. But they let him walk out the building. So I'm going with New Orleans. You know, at least once a week, I'm going to give you this score. 19-13 Saints. Next game on the docket.
Well, hold on real quick. Put it like this. David Montgomery will not be there any much longer, just like they did with Jordan Howard.
Yeah, that hurt me.
That's another one. That's a goal line specialist. You need those type of guys when you have a quarterback who struggles fitting it into tight windows. And I just think there's going to be the defense of that Saints is going to fuse Nick Foles. Moving on.
Yes.
San Francisco versus Seattle is the next game on the docket. Obviously, this game is going to be an NFC West showdown. San Francisco, even though they're at the bottom of their division, ain't no such thing as the bottom in this division because this division is the cream of the crop. Vic, give me your thoughts on this game.
I'm sorry, which one we on right now? I was reading the comments.
On the best quarterback in the world versus the Roadrunner.
Oh, the Roadrunner.
Seahawks versus Cardinals, Vic. Seahawks versus Cardinals, Vic.
Seahawks versus Cardinals.
No, Seahawks versus San Francisco.
I mean versus 49. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? That was last week.
Thank you, MJ. Thank you.
No worries. We here.
No, I'm gonna go with Seattle again. The injuries for San Francisco, even though they've been playing well, is extensive. But I think the Seahawks bounce back, and I think, of course, the great quarterback in the world right now will bounce back. Germ, your turn. Talk about it.
He said, "Germ, your turn to talk about it."
There's more shade than this back of this tree that's in my background. I didn't say more shade than that.
That man tried to throw a tree at me, but he couldn't lift it.
The tree in my background, he threw that one.
Old flimsy arm having boy. No, but the thing that I like about this game the most, is it's really it's a styles clash. They always play each other tough. I think the lack of pass rush is going to be a difference here, though, because last year we had 2 players in this game that are not going to be playing. We had Nick Bosa and we had also Jadeveon Clowney, who took over for about a 16-minute stretch and helped them catch up and help Russ get into a rhythm. Russ threw a bad interception late in the game. The defense got the ball back, and then they ended up going on and they end up winning the game in overtime. So those are things that I think that this is a very, very tight game. Give me the Seahawks today. I don't think they drop 2 in a row. They really can't afford to drop 2 in a row. And then number 2, I still don't trust Garoppolo. Like, we got 2 of Vic's quarterbacks in one game. Give me the better one.
Wow.
Yeah, you see?
Boy,
y'all can't do shade like me.
Nope.
I do trees.
Okay, all right. We'll leave it there. Listen, I haven't made a pick for this game. San Francisco is going to beat every team they play, not in the NFC West. Give me Seattle. Moving on to the next one. This is a good one right here, fellas. Vegas, baby, versus the Cleveland Browns. Vegas got to go to Cleveland, not the other way around. MJ, let's start off with you on this one in terms of the over-under and the points.
So, Jarvis Landry, if you don't got him, I don't know what you waiting on. Definitely get him. I actually like the tight end in that one as well. I didn't make a gamble for this one, mainly because
Oh yeah, my
it's
bad.
going
My
to be a
bad.
tale of flow and how the game goes. I mean,
Mm.
if Cleveland is able to establish the run, then I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game, and I think Cleveland can win. But I also think the Las Vegas Raiders, if they're able to utilize their play action early and get Josh Jacobs in lanes early, then it can be a shootout. And if it's a shootout, I think Vegas is going to win. So I didn't pick on this one. I stayed away from it mainly because it's so many games that you have that are kind of can't miss that you might as well just parlay those and don't get greedy.
Yeah. Look, this one is a tough one for me, and I'm telling you the truth, I'm still undecided. But in the interest of being fairness to the competition, since I am undecided on this one, I'm gonna go ahead and pick first, so I don't have Vic or Germ influence any last second decisions on what I do. I'm going with Cleveland. I can't believe it's about to come out of my mouth because it's just a safer pick. You got no Odell there now.
Mm.
You got two tight ends that are balling. Shout out to Harrison Brown from FAU. I dirt off my shoulder on that one. And then now without Odell, it's gonna be much more of that rhythm with Jarvis. They seem like they have an identity, which once a team has an identity, it makes them that much more of a threat. And with the Raiders, they're still that team where every week it seems like they're leaving you wanting more. So give me the Browns to win this game 27-24. Vic?
Yeah, last night I dropped that film of Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry, my first quarterback duo of the series I want to do. I mean, it's simply put, bro. With those two, like their rhythm is just on point. They seem to have a great feel for each other. Jarvis is always in the spot where Baker wants him. Again, Jarvis with the limitations that he has with speed and size, just route running, quickness, and just knows where to be, especially against zone defenses. It helps Baker a lot, and it just seems like without Beckham on the field, shout out to him. I hope he gets healthy, but it just seems like Landry and Baker is just a lot more rhythm when it comes to those two guys. And like you said, Harrison Bryant, David Njoku should be able to get more looks today. I'm taking the Browns as well over the Raiders, which a very good young football team. I think it will be a tight game, but I'm going with the Browns.
Vic, I mean, Jerm, what you got on this?
You guys covered everything for the most part. The Raiders are not good at stopping the run, but also the Browns are not good at stopping the pass. So the ultimate styles clash in this particular situation. I want to see if Baker can build on last week's success. No Odell, on Donovan Peoples-Jones, on to Rashard Higgins, and obviously back to Odell's counterpart, which is Jarvis Landry. Harrison Bryant, who I think is a very, very good player. And I think he is the best route runner, probably arguably besides Jarvis Landry on this football team right now. I just got a good feeling about the Browns today, man. I'm gonna roll with the Browns as well. And then Josh Jacobs, 2 weeks, man, in a row of just tough sledding because this Cleveland front seven is not gonna give him a lot of room to run. It's gonna be another 60-yard week unless the Browns decide they want to give up big plays all of a sudden. But give me Cleveland by 7. I think a respectable score of 27-20 would be a perfect score for this type of game. And it really depends which Derek Carr shows up.
Hey.
That's another big point. So
Yeah.
next game.
Okay. Yeah, next game, Vic, we'll start off with you on this one. You got the Tennessee Titans, the now no longer undefeated Tennessee Titans, thanks to Tanya Steelers, going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Give me your thoughts on this game, Vic. There's some interesting stuff to watch for this game. What you got?
Just real quick, you got, the rookie Joe Burrow, who we love a lot, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, QBR rating of 52. He is in the lower half of the league in that. And then on the flip side, you got Ryan Tannehill, who's probably having arguably his best career season right now, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 4th in the league in QBR. The Titans, after a loss against the Steelers, should be able to bounce back in this game. I do believe that the Bengals will score points against this defense. So anybody you have on the Bengals for fantasy purposes, you can play them. But other than that, I think that Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, and the combination of those guys, that are tremendous offense, should be able to win this game against the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Tennessee 27-10. Germ, what you got?
Henry, 200 plus yards total from scrimmage, and 4 touchdowns. Let's go Titans.
MJ, from the fantasy standpoint, who you plugging in today?
Um,
I'll go
it's fun-
27-17. I'm sorry, 27-17. Titans. Go ahead, MJ. I'm sorry.
No. You're okay. I actually had Tyler Boyd to play, and it's funny because I'm in like the biggest dilemma ever. I'm looking at my team, and I got to make an option, and one of them can't play between Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Jarvis Landry, Tyler Boyd, and Mike Evans. I'm over here struggling. So
That's a good problem to have, though.
it's a good problem, but I need to pick it right though because Teddy Bridgewater laid an egg for me, so he got to make up for them points. So now I'm looking at upside. It's a tough out here for me. So
I would go Evans and
out.
Tyreek. I would go Evans, Tyreek, and then Tyler.
One more.
Who's the fourth one?
Between Justin and Jarvis.
Jefferson.
Jefferson and Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Oh, Jefferson's on the bench. Okay.
Yeah, he's in for a tough matchup this week. That's for sure.
That was my first instinct, so we can go with that. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Tyler Boyd in this game, though, if you got him, if you need somebody, or even if you are trying to fill in somebody there in your FanDuel, and he can fill in that value, put him in there because he's going to get the targets. He's going to get the targets when it matters the most in that offense, and that's what's important. Next game on the docket, you got New England versus Buffalo. Look, we know Tom in there, but Bill is, and one Bill is better than 53. Is it not? I don't know. We're going to find out. Here's the thing, is that Josh Allen has a weakness, right? And if somebody's going to exploit that weakness, it's going to be Bill Belichick. And Josh Allen has struggled early in his career against this New England Patriots team. But here's the ultimate deciding factor. New England is not a good football team right now. And what I saw last week wasn't just a team that wasn't executed. It was a team that gave up. And if there's one thing that separated the New England Patriots from every other team is the mental toughness they had when they had their general out there on that field. You can't come back from 28-3 if you don't have mental toughness. You can't come back twice versus the Baltimore Ravens from 14 if you don't have mental toughness. You can't come back against Peyton Manning when you're down 24 if you don't have mental toughness. They always had it. And I think right now in New England, that mental toughness, that belief that if we do what we got to do, we can win every game, that's gone. And you could see it in the body language. More importantly, you could see it in the body language of some of these captains, like the McCourty twins. It's tough sledding right now for New England. Obviously, if they can somehow slip through and win this game, that would change the whole perception of this season. But that's just something I don't see happening in this game, man. I think it'll be competitive. I think it'll be back and forth. Division game again. Buffalo is always going to be close in these division games. We saw it against Miami. We saw it against the Jets. It shouldn't be no different against the Patriots, even though they are a relatively bad football team right now. Give me the Bills 19-10 in this one. Germ?
Bills, circle the wagons. Let's make it real simple. Defense is going to turn into some offense. No Gilmore, as you already discussed. None of those other key additions. Give me the Buffalo Bills today. I think they win convincingly.
Okay. Vic?
I mean, simply put, bro, I'm going to keep talking this sugar until it's instilled in everybody's mind. Tom Brady was the best part. That is New England. As you can see, like you said, the body language was different. Quarterback play has been very different. Now, yes, granted, a lot of injuries, a lot of call-outs every game for the COVID situation. Okay, and yes, the Patriots are in a transitioning period. That's it. So I'm gonna take the Bills in this game. I think Josh Allen gets back on track, whether you want to believe it or not, Mosif, but it's going to be the Bills with Josh Allen, putting up some 25-point fantasy games today for
Yeah.
some people.
I hear that. MJ, what you
No
got on
Stephon
this?
Gilmore. No Stephon Gilmore.
Yep.
I don't trust either team. You know how I feel about conference games. A lot of weird stuff happen in conference games. What I do trust, though, is neither team total is going to put up over 46 points. So I will take that. That's the fourth for the parlay.
Okay.
I think that's a solid. So
I think that's definitely a safe bet. That's a good. You know what? That's why they call you Moneyline Myron, because
I'm trying to get people paid,
went
man.
there. Yeah, man. That'll get you paid.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna bring up your record. It's like the Bears thing. We're not gonna do good. We're not gonna say how good they are, because that's when they start playing bad.
Yeah.
But check the receipts, guys. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. Moneyline Myron, baby. Call him. All you gotta do is dial 1. No extension. Nothing. Hey, it's me. No, it's not an automated voice messaging system or nothing. It's actually him. What you want? Oh yeah, go with him. All right. Click. But one thing though, he's not charging 99 cents. He's charging $4. Just to let y'all know.
Yeah.
All right. Next game on the schedule, we got the Los Angeles Rams versus the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa, he is making his NFL debut. I said that just for Tanya because she's still behind the scenes, and I know she's not gonna like how I just butchered her quarterback's name. But Tua is making his debut today versus none other than Subject 99 in Aaron Donald. I think this is a horrible idea. I think this cannot go well in any way. Germ, this game is yours, my man. What's your thoughts on it?
So number one thing, with this particular game, the way that you want to attack this particular defense is you want to hit them in the middle consistently. You want to make sure that you challenge those linebackers, and you want to challenge the safeties. The Dolphins have the pieces to do that. Here's the issue, though. The issue is it's not Fitzmagic, because 24 carats is not in the air.
Ooh.
We got a rookie quarterback that's coming in, and we don't know what he got going on. But I just know that we have a situation now where Robert Hunt now becomes his blind side protector, which I think he's better served now to probably move, because I don't know if I want that right now. I'd like him more on the strong side of the quarterback rather than the blind side. Here's the issue in this for me. Tua is who he is. We already know who he is. The ceiling for this player, I think, is a potential. To be fair, I think he's a guy who Teddy Bridgewater. He's not going to win you any games. He's not going to lose you any games. He's a guy that's just going to protect the ball, get the ball down, get the ball in and out of his hands. He's going to obviously be, the game manager, proverbially, that everybody hates that word, but that's part of the quarterback's jobs. I think ultimately that's his ceiling. Playing against Aaron Donald today, though, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the fact that you got to play against Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey on the same day. I think you're going to get some Aaron Donald pressures that are going to turn into some Jalen Ramsey interceptions or Jalen Ramsey deflections that turn into interceptions. Man, 24 carats has evaporated now. You had a little bit of momentum going. You killed it. You did this to yourself. Brian Flores, I'm sorry you have to go through this, but Germ just wants you to know you getting your ass whooped today. 42 20.
Wow. Vic, thoughts and predictions on this game?
3 picks for Tua.
Okay. I know, Vic, you want to get your scouting report in on Tua. We'll leave that for tomorrow night's show. Just give me your thoughts and predictions on this game, oh my God. Please.
Listen,
please.
so Germ,
I know
Germ,
you got a lot to say on Tua.
No, I know. So Germ, you telling me we're starting a rookie quarterback. Now Hunt gets to start as a rookie at right tackle. That sounds like a lot of issues for the Dolphins. As I talked about in previous weeks, the way they line up Aaron Donald on the outside, leave him on one-on-one situations while the rest of the defensive line is on the opposite side, that is not going to be good for that matchup. And again, you got Tua. He holds the ball quite a bit, so this is going to be. It can be an ugly game. I am going to take the Rams, of course, and I think they blow it out as well. I'm going to go 37-13.
Hey, you see this chest? I'm going to flex my chest. 24-0 Rams. All right. Just some
Okay.
final headlines before we get out of here. Some
Oh
names.
yeah, what up? Rotel special is no other than the Steelers Ravens game. So that's the Rotel special.
Yes.
Just in case, I didn't say it. You should know this by now, but just
Know
in
this
case
by
you don't
now.
know it, that
Yes.
is the Rotel special. Go ahead.
Yes. All right. So just a couple things to keep in mind, and we're going to get y'all out of here. Some names. Brandon Cooks, Tank McKinley from the Falcons, David Njoku of the Browns, Kevin Zeitler, guard from the Giants, Golden Tate, receiver from the Giants, Xavier Howard, cornerback for the Dolphins, Anthony Harris, safety for the Vikings, and John Ross, receiver for the Bengals. Those are all names to keep an eye on to be possibly traded before Tuesday. Xavier Howard, the Dolphins said, is going to take basically a first-round pick and then some to get him to move him. We'll see if they find a buyer. As far as the Patriots and Stephon Gilmore is concerned, we know how New England is. They're going to keep everything under wrap, G14 classified, B613 classified. So from everything they're saying, Gilmore will not be traded before Tuesday. But we have heard that before from Belichick. So we'll keep an eye on that. But if they lose and if they get their ass whooped tonight, sorry, YouTube, it might very well change a lot of things. Lastly, I'm going to just get to the comments. J Ham, Siobhan, Trav, Big Shot, Josh Storms, Worldwide Les, Leon, April's in the building. Shout out April. Shout out to all the ladies in the comment section. Yes,
Thank
the
you.
ladies do
Thank you.
love and watch football too. If you didn't know,
Thank
you're
you.
probably stuck in 1970. Vic is also in the comment section for whatever reason. Dion's in the comment section up in there. We got it with Tashawn Neal making an appearance in there. Who else is in here?
Oh, we was lit. No, we was lit.
Oh,
While he was
this
talking, I
is
was
by
commenting to that.
far the
Yeah, we was lit.
craziest
Yeah.
comment section I have seen. Okay, you see Tanya is in the comment section threatening me about my pronunciation of Tua Tagovailoa. See, I can say it. But we appreciate everybody. Dennis King saying Gus Edwards 100 yards. No way. Leon said that unpopular opinion, Money Mitch needs to be back in there. I'm going to tell you this, Leon. Big Shot has been saying that for 2 weeks. And after today, he might get his wish. This has been Views and Views by Views and this has been Views and Views by Views from the 22 live on the scene. We appreciate everybody who joined us, everybody in the comments, Tanya, Jaquan, Dennis, and even Dion for trying and not being able to get on. We appreciate y'all
Don't
dearly.
get no points for trying.
Enjoy the games. We will see y'all later.
Thank
Take
you,
us home,
Tanya.
Q.
Thank you, Tanya. I know you're there.
2-2.